what's good? It's Surreal back here with that battle rap media with that real, real, real. So yo, I just finished watching the GTX battle. I'm giving you a recap. You know what I'm saying? This was a good event for the first, event. It was definitely a good hit. I liked it. No situation, no problems. Everybody did what they had to do. We did have one choke, which was Big T on the second, but let me break it down. You know what I'm saying? So the first two battles I did not see. You know what I'm saying? Something was wrong with my internet. I don't know, it was bugging when I was trying to log in. So the last few battles I did see from, you know what I'm saying, Mackk Myron and up I seen. So I'm gonna break down the first battle, which was Mackk Myron that I did see versus Big T. Now, for Mackk Myron, nope, I'm lying. The first battle I seen and I caught on to was Chef Trez second round and Saint's second round is what I caught on to, and then up from there. So I'm gonna break it down. For the Chef Trez battle, I had him spitting something about fentanyl. That was crazy. You know what I'm saying? He said a recipe for Dizaster bar. That was nice. You know what I'm saying? He killed it knowing that he's on the Dizaster card. First event, GTX. Then he said that this guy had a personal driver, but shows basically nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it was like it was like basically a driver, personal driver, but nothing to show for it. So it was alright. You know what I'm saying? It was like a personal driver bar. Then he said something about like Snake. You know what I'm saying? Like Snake and Stumble. That was pretty fire. And then he had the shot with the the Dum Dum St. Patrick bar. It was a 50-cent bar. You know what I'm saying? Power bar. So it was cool. That was what I got out of Chef Trez's second round. Saint's second round. Whole block change. You know what I'm saying? He had something speaking about the hood. Block change. He had a Gremlin in the box NFT. That was alright. You know what I'm saying? And then he had like a Denzel equalizer bar. And then he had Maury, like a Maury bar about his girl and kids or something like that. That was alright. And then he had round, like he basically said he's gonna shoot Chef Trez and make a hole like the Japan flag. Those are what I got out of the second round for Saint. It was alright. It worked for him. I mean, that's what it is. We're going to the third. Alright. Now, Chef Trez tried to rebuttal. It was actually trash. He said something about Inglewood, his girl, something like that. It just didn't work. And he knew it. That's why he talked in the beginning. But at the end of the day, after that, he jumped back into what he wrote. Now, he had like a Halo status crucifix bar. It was crazy. It was crazy bar. He said something about Dizaster go crazy. Lush can catch one too. It was crazy. He actually pointed out Lush and said he can get it too. So he, shooting crazy bar. And then he said something about YTG, like this nigga's logo, like he could look like the logo with all the caution tape that he has around him. So that was what I got out the second. I probably missed one or two, but that's what I caught right there. And then, well, my bad, the third. Now, Saint's third, okay? What I got out of that was pen like NyQuil. It was light. So his pen work is light like NyQuil is what I got out of that. Then he said, basically, after Chef Trez cut his hair and no more locks, like basically a Jadakiss bar, like, Jadakiss leaving locks and he had no classic. So that's what I got out of that. I was like, alright, so basically no locks in his head, you know what I'm saying? Then he had spike punch like Jimmy Jones, keys in the knuckles. It's alright. Only if you knew about that situation. And then he had, at the end, he spit Chef Trez on a box, like a cereal box, nutritional facts. That was what I got out the third. Now, after watching the second and third, I didn't watch the first, so it's not fair for me to call anybody, but the second and third, I gave it a Chef tread. So I ain't gotta watch the first. Basically, Chef won. Nothing personal, just basically what I seen. Now, that was that battle. Next was Big T and Mackk Myron. And before I actually talk about the Mackk Myron and Big T battle, shout out to World Sports Battle League. You know what I'm saying? He invited me to watch it with him. Fire. I appreciate that all day long, man. Y'all need to subscribe to his channel and check out his content. He's all for the battle rap culture all day. So Mark, okay, so before I go on and move on, we got Mackk Myron. All right, first round. He comes out with this zebra snap gum. It was funny, some type of gum. Then he came out and said Big T something like capital murder. He said some bar with capital murder. It was fire. It worked. Then he said something about tuna in commissary. It was like more of like a jail bar. That was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Only jail motherfuckers, real niggas know about that shit. You know what I mean? Then he said something about Uncle Pete television. All right, and then he said a bar. It was like 12 heads. 12 shots to the head, like Mel Gibson. Passion of the Christ, you know what I'm saying? So it was fire, it worked. Then he said he was gonna snipe him, basically. Now that was what I got out the first round. It was probably a little bit more, but that's what I caught. That I was able to catch fast. This is all fast, one look. All right, so Big T's first round. I got he was spitting like HBO, Showtime bars like that. It was like, you know, certain programs. So I got, he said something like Cinemax, bar, HBO. They'll give you an HBO to Max bar. Then he said something about melatonin bar. It was like, you know what I'm saying, like a bullet, like melatonin, put you to sleep. It was fire. Then he came out and he said something about knocking him all the way back to some type of cipher. It was an old school cipher. And then he had like a crisscross bar. That's what I got out the first round off of Big T. So the first round I give to Mackk Myron. He was more direct for me. He had more. Okay, round two. Mackk Myron comes out with like some type of Selena bar, because you know, basically Selena's manager killed her, so he came out with a manager bar. Then he came out and said it was like he killed it. He was like basically enter these niggas. Like he had the wordplay right there, enter these. So that was fire. Playing with the wordplay. Then he had enter, like he said, you shoot bullets inside the white tees. You know what I'm saying? Holes into the tees rock. And then he said Big T, he'll be rocking his shirt saying rest in peace. So it was alright. He said something about laying in casualties. Casualty, like Big T. Have Big T laying in casualty. It was like crazy how he flipped it. Then he had like Danny Glover retarded bar. Like he said Pat, you know, like The Color Purple, have you like Danny Glover retarded, bitch. He killed it like that. Then he said, you know, Big T would have, he looks like he eats chocolate Hershey wings. Wings. Listen to that, wings. It was a lot of joking. Another one was, he said something about had Big T splat like platinum FUBU fat nigga on his shirt. Like imprinted Big T on his shirt, looking like a platinum FUBU. That was crazy. Everybody went crazy. He said that at the end of his second. Now, in the beginning of Big T's second, he started spitting a little bit, but he choked. He had like a little, I don't know, maybe 30 to 45 seconds. Then he picked it back up. After that second, he had like a Tic Tac bar, 3 in a row shots, something like that. He had a peanut butter tan, like he'll give him a peanut butter tan. It was some crazy bar that he said something about tan. He said a Yokozuna bar, Yokozuna the wrestler. He said Rock in the Fifth. Then he tried to do some like rock stuff, you know, with the seatbelt, and he said something about Jungle Fever in front of you, like slice it up like Jungle Fever in front of you. It was weird, but I mean, he tried. Then he had like a living single bar, you know, Overton with with the cast. A lot of people done did that already, so yeah, he did like a living single bar. And then something about have Mackk Myron looking around his house for something. It was a funny bar. It wasn't nothing crazy, but that's all I got out the second. I definitely give it to Mackk Myron because he choked. You know what I'm saying, in the second. It's just what it is. So Mackk Myron's already 2-0. Now, the third round, you know what I'm saying, the third, what did I get out this third? Like I said, the third, I don't even think I need to hear it. Because that's basically what it was. It was like basically 2-0 right there. 2-0. So yeah, 2-0. Then the third round, after I seen that, I just left it alone and said, you know what, he won. You know what I mean? Now, the next battle was Pass and Verb. Now with this one right here, okay. I mean, for the culture, I'll give it a third. Alright, so Big T's third, he said basically he started out with a joke. He was like to Mackk Myron. No, actually it was Mackk Myron. Alright, so Mackk Myron comes out and says he joked around with him, called him a pork orchard head. He like clowned him in the beginning. He lost weight, got it back. He said he looked like the Drew Hill member, Drew Hill, the singer. Alright. He said something about chopstick noodles, Panda Express bar. We're stabbing him with, chopsticks. Then he said, now people pay Big T with a rack. Like, I don't know if he was talking about like a rack of food or a rack of money. And then at the end, he came out and said something about like a B-Dot sees God, Denzel, something, and then like he got game, and then something about T-Top's chain. So it was like crazy how he ended it, but he put 4 of them things. That's what I got out of Mackk Myron's third. And Big T's third, he said basically Mackk Myron looks like he just throws clothes the way he looks, he just threw it on. Like, he still look crazy even though he tried to get dressed up. He said something about DJ K Slade, no time for a funk flex. Something about mac and cheese, lobster shells in him, Machiavelli. You know what I'm saying? That was crazy. And that's what I really got. I kinda gave it to Big T the third, but if not, it's a debatable. You can say a 3-0, Mackk Myron. If not, that's the best I got out of Big T with the third. Alright. He had a couple little ones here and there, haymakers here and there, but it wasn't big enough to win a battle. So I got Mackk Myron winning the battle. Next battle was Pass versus Verb. Now, first round over Pass, I got, basically he came out and said register real shit. He had a bar with registering. Then he came out with like math bars, like equations and stuff like that. He had an ill ass math bar. Then he called him like basically an old timer, but he's still around. Then he came out with a bar like Dexter Dexter Showtime. He had a bar right there. Then he had something about throwing him in the grave, and his plot would be twisting. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got out of that. Then he had 33 gang raging another level of sickness. He also had like a Homer Simpson bar in there. And then if he died right now, nobody would give a shit. So that's what I got the first from Pass. Avery's first. He said something about stealing money. Norbit He said something about stealing his Jordans, lift his soul like the Exorcist. Something about true kings die when, basically a true king dies when the real one arrives. So he came out with something like that. And never been chasing home. Something. It was weird how he said it, but that's all I really got. It was more like a reach to me, is what I wrote in my notes. Second round for pass. I gave the first round a pass, just to let you know. Round 2, Nelly. This is pass. Nelly is from the same place as Verb, and nobody gives a shit about Verb's rhymes. He had like a lot of like pronouns and verb bars. So he said something about like verb is past tense. So that was crazy. He had a bar on that. Then verb is in a figure of speech. You know what I'm saying? He killed that. Then something about the way that Verb talks. He be like there and all that. South talk. He said Verb needs to change it because his whole pronoun. He said something about a pronoun is not correct. So he had more of like word English flips in the second. Verb second. Money on the line. Basically against Bill Collector. Where was all the hype? Where was all your bars that you spit now? Why didn't you use it over there? False flag call. Something about he's gonna shoot him in the mouth and he's gonna have mouth balls. Something about arse. Making him, destroying him. Then he said something about like an eyebrows bar. Something with eyebrows. And then clowning the way he dressed down to his brown shoes. So, I mean, that's what I got out of the second. I don't know, man. I gave past the second round. I think he had more for me that I liked. But if y'all feel like Verb, it's debatable. Whatever you want to, do. Third round, Pass had a YouTube bar. Talking about how can Verb be on YouTube now, speaking all the time. Why don't you get a real job? Then he said something about an island bar, last result. That was crazy. Basically, he was clowning Verb, saying that he's a woman, didn't really show it. Then he disrespects black women so much, you would think he's white. You know what I'm saying? He said something like that to him, that Verb walked to the switch. So you need to speak to Kevin Samuel. That was crazy. I mean, he killed him on the third. This is Verb's third. I'm a legend. So he's a legend that, they bring all the drugs and everything to his events and stuff like that. He said something about a witchcraft bar. Something about, like, through your walls. Like, basically like a female reference. You know what I'm saying? Like, we shoot right through your walls. I was just like, okay. He had a Rick and Morris bar. And that's really what I got. I got basically past winning this event. 2-1, possible 3-0. I don't know. I don't know if Verb took it serious or not. But I got past winning. It is what it is. Let me go to the next one. Qleen versus Geechi. Alright, first round. Let me see. He goes up to Qleen and calls him a pussy in Spanish. New clothes look like a mess. He needs a rehab center bar. Black life matters. Like basically his brain getting shot. And it looked like black. You know what I'm saying? Black life matters. That was crazy. He said, fuck it, he's on demon time. He's a dope fiend, and dope fiend, he lost all respect. Says, basically looked like a novel. Like, I don't know what he said. I couldn't write it all. And then he had like an easy bake oven bar. Alright. Qleen's first round. Says, sounds like Geechi. Like he mimicked Geechi. Like he was rapping. It was crazy. It was funny. He said, yeah, basically are actors, but he's walking and living in real life, drugs or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He said to the point where he got to take the angles out. That was alright. And then he said he's gonna have to go back to bringing my dance days back. So that's what I really got out of Qleen. His first round, he acted like Geechi. So if y'all into the joking and stuff like that, and you want to give it to him because he mimicked him to the T, y'all can give it to him. If not, Geechi was more direct. I gave it to Geechi, but it's a debatable if you're into the sense of humor laughing. All right, round 2. Geechi was rapping like himself, reacting and rebuttal, but I don't know. It didn't work. He said basically, stills need paper. He said a bar like that. Then he came out and said, OJ lawyer, get off Qleen. He needs like basically a lawyer to get off, like OJ lawyer to get off Qleen. That was crazy. Gourds in his mouth, cotton mouth. Death got perks too, like perks, the pills. And he robbed Qleen, but all he got was nickels. Basically, little bang, big bang bar that he had, and then he said something about a blade. You'll think it's half kitchen, like a half kitchen, once he gets the blade in. And that's really what I got up the second of his. Alright, Qleen second round. He had like a Titans bar, gun name, he named himself, his gun a Titan. He had a Tesla moving smart, it's pretty fire, moving like Tesla, smart. He said something about getting close up to Geechi and like poking him type with a weapon and shit, Now he said when he was growing up, his grandma or his mom told him to get a switch and he got it. When Geechi did it, he hid, he said right there that he can beat Danny Myers and his ass, right there in front of the crowd. Then he said something about, grape, like basically ours, beat you and made you, cry like wine, like basically make you like wine, like a grape make you, it was alright, it worked out. But yeah, basically ours made him cry, made a grape out of him, out of wine. So that's what he said. Geechi third, he said something about Eliza Versa, like I guess trying to holler at her or something like that. I don't know. Then he came out and said, you musty up in here. Then he said, I slapped the bitch out of you until a child appears. Then he said something about like a karate bar, like Sensei to Wednesday. It was something crazy. Then he said, loving a funeral convinced us it was a cool thing to do, So basically seeing funerals was a cool thing. So big motherfuckers want to just basically kill more and see it. He's crazy. It was a street bar though. And Geechi, sells, that's why everybody wanted to see the event, because of Geechi basically. So he sold tickets. That's what I got out of Geechi's third. And then Qleen's third was Four Dogs' favorite liquor store, basically, Old Dog from Menace to Society bar. Death lasts forever. That's what he said, basically. Like love, marriage lasts forever, they say. Well, death does too. He said something about like a tax return. Push it through like a blade. Push it through him like a tax return. It was alright. I mean, he didn't get no reaction over it. He had a Baby Boy, the movie bar. Then he had another Menace to Society bar. Then he said something about use a bitch. And like he broke down like every battle allegedly, that Geechi lost. Like the reason why is, you're a bitch for this, you're a bitch for that. And that's basically the ending of Qleen's third. Honestly, 2-1, possibly 3-0. Geechi, but I definitely gave one round of Qleen, whether it was the second. I think it was the second. Yeah, so it was 2-1 Geechi. All day. But Qleen did good. Now, the final battle, which was Dizaster and that Spanish dude. Now the main event, Dizaster, versus Aczino. Okay, first of all, Dizaster. His first was this is what I got out of his first. Retarded salsa dancer, get no answer. Crossfire bar. Now he said something about draw on your face like the Spanish females. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Spanish girls they shave their eyebrows and they draw it on with outlining. So he killed it with that. Then blood running down your back like the Passion of Christ. You know, that's what I got. You know, a lot of Spanish people, you know, Christians, Catholics, whatever, you know, they don't play around with religion and they believe in that cross heavy. So yeah, he killed it with that. The other dude, Aczino, what I got out of the first was rhymes in Google Translate later, should I say translator. When I start rapping, he's dead like the Terminator. One eye green, one eye blue, third glasses. I don't know. That's what I got out of that. You see me with 4K high quality homes. I don't know. Quality homes. And he had a Galaxy Note bar. That's what I got out of the first. Second round was all Spanish. If you're not Spanish, did not understand it. I definitely gave it to Dizaster the second. He was killing it direct. The other guy was speaking more about what he's gonna do to Dizaster. It was kind of suspect to me. And then the third round was Spanish and English. And Dizaster, I got out of him. He got a couple of things off the third. He had like a joke, like a bar, fat, bad breath, Damarino, hot Doritos. Mom made you look like Tortillo. He said this is what Mr. Doubtfire would look like. That he drives a van and looks like it got a lot of coffee cans up in it. Something about going to soccer. That I don't know. He said something about like a taco stand. It was like kind of crazy, but like I guess he owns a taco stand type thing. He looked like he does. Then he had like another Selena bar, another one with a Selena bar. He said your mama is a bitch. He looked like one of the Taco Bell dogs, cheetahs, you know, poodles. I don't know. He said something about a bodyguard, like Kevin Costner, the bodyguard, Whitney Houston. He said something about his gun, fire like the helicopter, like the one that Kobe flew in. It was pretty crazy. Me personally, I ain't playing around with anybody, you know what I'm saying? Especially if they die, but it is battle rap. You gotta deal with it, you know what I'm saying? Been called him. He basically at the end talked about basically everything he achieved at the end, you know what I'm saying, in battle rap history. Like y'all can have it now after he's done, but this is what he achieved. And without him, basically battle rap wouldn't have been exist. So the way he killed it, he killed it. He talked to everybody the way he did, and then at the end goes up to the Spanish dude, Aczino, and calls him a pussy. The Spanish dude, I don't know, he was all broken up or whatever. But at the end of the day, man, Dizaster won. I gave it to him. I didn't know it was going to be in Spanish, because then I would have been more prepared. But it was a good event. Can't wait to see the second one when they drop it. But that's what I got. That's my recap. Dizaster with the win. Marvel won with the win. I think Pass won. Y'all can debate me if you want on that one. Whatever. It's what you prefer. Chef Trez won. I didn't see the first two battles, and then the other one was Marm. Pass. I know I'm missing one. Oh, Qleen and Geechi. I got Geechi 2-1. I'm out of here. Y'all be safe. This is Surreal giving y'all a recap. 1.